Celebrities aren't all that bad. In fact, some of them are incredibly amazing people. Let's check out some of your favorites. Which celebrity, would it break your heart to discover, is secretly an a-hole? Keanu Reeves. He is the most humble actor I have seen in my lifetime, especially after the suffering he went through. Grew up poor, father left the family when he was 3, he has dyslexia and had to attend 4 different high schools. When he was 23 his best friend died of a drug overdose. His child was born stillborn, which destroyed his marriage. Then his poor wife died in a car accident 18 months later. Even after all that suffering, he still remains kind and humble. He donated most of his salary from Matrix to production workers. And the guy still travels by subway. If he ended up being an a-hole, it will break my heart. Julie Andrews. I grew up on The Sound of Music and Mary Poppins, and I can't imagine her not being graceful and honest. I have a friend who's worked with her on The Princess Diaries, and says she's the sweetest woman alive, but can curse like a sailor. Ouch, that's my kind of woman. Steve Buscemi, seems like a real cool dude. Rowan Atkinson. I mean, it's Mr. Bean FFS. Dwayne Johnson for sure. A few years ago he was filming a reality TV show at my school, and as part of the AV club, I was recording him interacting with students, teachers, etc. After the event is over he approaches me and says, "You've been working behind the camera too long. Take a breather." And he patted me on my shoulder with such strength, I felt like I was dying. I thanked him, expressed that I appreciated his amazing talent in the ring and on the screen. He laughed, said it was always nice to meet a fan, and proceeded to destroy my hand in the guise of a handshake. Sweet, jolly, friendly guy who doesn't know his own strength. Terry Crews. I used to work at a restaurant, and he would come in from time to time with his family. Always polite. He even took a picture with me once. Super easygoing, and made sure to quiet his kids down so I could give my usual spiel of, "This dessert is super amazing, you should definitely try it," etc. Mr. Rogers. I went to church with Mr. Rogers. He was nowhere near an a-hole. I gave him a hug every Sunday, and he was always so cool. He played the piano for me too. I was like 8, and will never forget those times of my life. Hugh Jackman. That man is so wholesome. There's a video of him doing some Wolverine scenes, and in one of them, he's snarling and growling, and bumps into the cameraman, and shifts right into, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Are you alright, mate?" Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are the sweetest people. Served them several times, and they are just so nice. Also, both are even more attractive in real life, which is probably the most offensive thing about them. Jack Black. Jack is a really cool dude. Ran into him and his son at the California Adventure Park a few years back on Halloween. The park was basically empty. My friend and I got separated from the rest of our group going into a ride, and not recognizing him at first, we asked if we could jump in front of them. Was super cool about it, let us by, and then I'm like, holy poop, that's Jack Black. I was totally starstruck, so the only thing I could think of asking him was if Kung Fu Panda 3 was going to happen or not. It hadn't been announced yet, and I love those movies. And he looks around all suspiciously and whispers to me, "Yeah dude, but don't tell anyone." Dave Grohl, or Danny DeVito. I haven't heard much about him, but what I've heard hasn't been bad. I know a few people who worked with both, and they loved them both. Dan is super weird but humble and hilarious. Grohl is classy, yet a rock star at the same time. Gary Oldman. I'm surprised no one has mentioned him yet. He seems like an awesome dude to hang with, and I'd be bummed if I found out otherwise. No proof, but when I lived in LA, had a buddy whose dad worked on the set and was an emergency extra for The Professional, and said that Gary Oldman was legit the most stereotypical British gentleman you'll ever meet, all the way down to ridiculous English dad jokes, pinky up on the teacup, and greeted everyone by sir and madam. Mark Hamill. My aunt has lived near him in Malibu for years. He passes out candy at Halloween and takes pictures with the kids. My cousin dressed as Luke when he was about 9 and was so stoked to get his picture taken with Hamill. John Cena. Seriously, even without all the great Make-A-Wish stuff he does, he has such a sweet face. Like he's jacked, but his face says, I still go eat home cooked meals at my grandma's house every Sunday, cause I'm a good boy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you on the next one. It's gonna be a shocker.